Welcome to the 5 Tech Things You Should Know About, episode number 45 for November 19th, 2010, brought to you by Mosey.com. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here. Welcome to the 5 Tech Things You Should Know About for you weekend warriors in tech that need to be in the know but don't want too much overload. Let's get into your 5 Tech Things this week. Google made some major announcements. Everybody made some major announcements this week. We had Facebook, we had Apple with the Beatles, we had this. It's just overload, information overload. Here's what happened. Google made a couple announcements. First of all, they said that their Google Voice app is now ready to go on iPhone. It basically is part of the mobile application already, but you sign in there and then you can go to your Google Voice. You can make phone calls and go from there. It's great for when you want to have a number that you can give out to people and you can contact through that number instead of having them give your regular cell phone number. I think it's a great little product, and I use it all the time myself along with Skype because there are different ways to call people without giving out my cell phone number. Also, Google has come out with editable documents on your iPad, on your iPhone, on your iPod Touch. It's going to be great. As long as you have a connection, you'll be able to do real-time editing. So if you're in a document with friends and stuff like that, you'll actually see the real-time updates. However, if you lose your internet connection, hopefully they'll be able to cache it. But if your friends make changes, then you make changes, there's going to be conflicts. Of course, Google has ways to counter those conflicts already. But for the most part, if you are at home and you're working on documents, you don't have to be by your computer or your laptop. You can just grab your iPad and make those changes and get going from there. It's going to be pretty cool, and I think we'll be using that for CES when we go out there in January. I went to my Roku box the other day and it said Hulu Plus is now available. Download the update now. So I did, and it was awesome. I got to watch Hulu on my Roku, which is a new spectrum to the Roku box. It's great. $7.99 a month. You get 1 week for free if you go and download the trial now. But $7.99 a month is less than the Netflix one DVD rental. I talk about it on geekazine.com, but here's the basics. Hulu Plus, $7.99 a month. You'll be able to get it on your Roku box now. You'll be able to get it for PS3 and Xbox coming down the road. Boxy will also have it, but you'll be able to watch the content there. You'll also be able to watch it on your PC and your Mac. There are certain shows that will not go to the Roku. They say you got to watch it on a PC only. It's like Sons of Anarchy is one of them, which I was a little bit disappointed about, but that's okay because I can go to the computer and watch that TV show anyway. There's still commercials on the Hulu Plus, which was kind of a little disheartening, but understandable. Netflix, on the other hand, is good for one DVD plus online streaming is $8.99 a month. You don't have the commercials. You don't have some of those limitations. And yeah, you do have to get some DVDs as physical DVDs, and some you can just download straight up. But with the combination of two, you're talking under $20, and you have a good way and a good reason to actually finally think about cutting that cable cord for your cable TV. Unless you like TBS and you want to watch Conan O'Brien or some of the other shows that aren't online yet. But as time goes by, wouldn't be surprised to start seeing that stuff on either a Netflix or a Hulu Plus or even another type of system. This year we're going to see a change. Black Friday, some people wanted to call it Green Friday a couple of years ago. They started that initiative saying it was a derogatory term, but the reality was Black Friday meant get out of the black and into the red for any store. Well, Black Friday is taking another morphing change as all these companies want to get you all those deals beforehand. They don't want to worry about getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning so they can open up doors so they can give you the first 500 people a free MP3 player or something like that. It just doesn't work anymore. It's time to actually streamline this and get you going and get the products out to you so you can save a lot of money this holiday season. Some stores are even opening up on Thanksgiving Day rather than the day after Thanksgiving to try and get an early start on the Christmas rush. You can go online and find out all the cool Black Friday deals out there and find out which store you really want to stand in line at 2 o'clock in the morning. For us Midwesterners, that means putting on 7 layers of whatever and standing out for 4 hours in the freezing cold. And I know I don't want to do that. Some of you want to do that. Some of you do that. Hey, that's well and good. But you can plan smart by going online and checking out all the deals, because they're all out online. And you might even find that you're buying your stuff before Black Friday and you don't have to stand in line at all. That would be cool, especially when it's freezing cold outside. Speaking of deals, you can get a great deal now, and all you have to do is use that code GEEK, and that gets you 15% off until the end of the year. 15% off backing up your files off-site. Mosey Home Unlimited. You'll be able to back up your pictures, your documents, your life online off-site, and it's great. I use it for my computers, and I know if I have a problem, whether fire, theft, or hard drive failure, then I can pull down all my information and not lose any data. Because we have so much data out there that cannot be replaced. High encryption, you'll even be able to back up on-site and off-site, so you can get your documents and your pictures and your life back online as quick as possible. So back up now, back up often, and back up off-site with Mosey.com. And remember, that code GEEK gets you 15% off. Like I said, a whole ton of announcements happened this week. The biggest one was Facebook and how Mark Zuckerberg wants to get into Facebook messaging. Basically, it was bound to happen. We have a messaging system inside Facebook, but a lot of people were using that and communicating within the social network. So why not create an email system, technically, to do that? Now, the email system is not supposed to replace your regular email system, but the reality is, average user does not want to have 2 email addresses. They'll end up ditching their other email for a Facebook email. There's a lot of good and a lot of bad for this, but the big thing is, if you can actually download your email messages, if you can store them on your own, then I'm going to be for Facebook Mail. If you can't do that stuff and you have to live in their walled garden, then I'll have a small little problem with that. If I can get Facebook Mail on my email in my iPhone, then I'll definitely give it a thumbs up on there. Now, Mark Zuckerberg said, well, this isn't going to replace your mail client, so do not just ditch your Yahoo or your Gmail or your AOL Mail, especially since they just updated AOL Mail as well. But I'm still wondering, are you going to keep 2 email addresses, or are you just going to switch to Facebook? You can let me know by calling me at 608-205-4378 or geekazine@gmail.com. Finally, it's a time-honored tradition, football season. I love football season. Go Packers. You know, football is football, no matter what, and I love to watch all the games. But you get a little bit concerned, especially nowadays. You got all these penalties and all these concerns for safety of the football players, which is totally understandable. It's not those days where they just wore leather hats on their heads and whatever happened, happened. Well, Intel's getting in the game. They're doing a bunch of studies to figure out how the head gets impacted when football players clash. And so what they're doing is they're running a whole bunch of simulations using helmets, trying to figure out the technology to make the head safer, to make the helmet safer, so they don't get in accidents, so people don't get paralyzed, so life can go and we can still have our Sunday morning gridiron favorites in football. Iron Man, and maybe even Brett Favre playing another 40 years or something like that. It's all possible if we have safer uniforms. We have better players, we have better runs, we have better football. And I'm all for that. And of course, keeping the players safe for years to come. That's the most important part. That is your 5 tech things that you should know about. My name is Jeffrey Powers. If you got any questions, you've got any comments, 608-205-4378 or geekazine@gmail.com. If you'd like to add a story to the 5 tech things, feel free to contact me and say, hey, you should talk about this or explain this or do this on this, and I will do that without question there. Go over to geekazine.com. You can also subscribe to the show notes. You can subscribe via iTunes. Thanks a lot for watching and listening. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Until next time, you guys take care.